This is the Infinity Summit Group. Truth, passion, success.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Infinity Summit Group podcast. It is January 11th today, 2021. Welcome to the new year, everyone, with some more riots.
Yes. Brought to you
But
by
the other
new
side
riots.
this time, allegedly.
I'm Logan.
Oh, yeah.
This is Jesse.
Noah.
Xavier.
So today we're talking about freedom because it just seems very appropriate right now. Exactly how your freedoms are being taken away, yada yada.
Yeah.
How freedom's a lie. It's very interesting because we always knew that there was some sort of censorship going on with a lot of the large tech companies, the what do you call them, social media platforms. Not only censorship, but like a
Biased?
Yeah, bias, exactly. Where it's swinging one way or another based on what gets the best reaction out of you as a user. And that's just the way the system works. Keep you on as long as possible. But now they're actively censoring people. Starting with Daddy Trump.
Quite heavily, in fact.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to shut down Parler. I don't think it was like a server overdue.
Well,
I think they're really...
No, they're trying to shut it
they're
down.
trying to shut it down.
the thing that they're claiming, they said they don't censor enough of like the hate speech or inciting violence. Parler doesn't. So now they have to take it in their own hands and take down their entire company.
Well, it's
But
none of their business.
Parler's suing back.
Yeah, it shouldn't
Good.
be their business, and if they're inciting violence, that's against the law anyway, so they should...
It's already
they're
against
quick
the law.
about it.
The government
Parler's
figure
quick
it
as
out.
hell about taking down posts like that.
Yeah,
So-
it's
Well,
insanity.
There is a
And-
website right now called Gab. That's where everybody's kind of flocking to right now.
Oh, okay.
10,000 users an hour.
No kidding.
That's what they posted. 10,000 users.
Why
an
couldn't
hour.
I have made Gab?
For real.
10,000 users an hour. Their servers, they're probably buying servers every day
They
to
have
keep
to.
up.
Well, at 10,000 an hour.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting 240,000 in a day. You wouldn't know what to do. You'd panic.
Oh, I'd know what to do. I'd be buying servers.
It's cool.
Setting up all sorts of crap, hiring people like crazy. How do
Yeah.
you even manage an explosion like that in your company? You know?
Just figure it out, I guess. Pitter patter. Let's get at her.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you do
I wonder
it.
who started it. Because if they're a bigger person already, then they probably already got the capital. They don't.
I
Yeah.
doubt it's a bigger person already.
Yeah.
It's got to
You'd
be.
hear about it more, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Just so much crazy stuff's been going on. It's hard to even follow what's going on. Like with the riots,
Yeah.
they're talking about like Trump's doing military action against a bunch of the people in the.
Sounds fake.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's fake news. All of it.
fake.
Oh, hold
Nancy.
up. That's the whole conspiracy theory one, right?
Yeah, to where like he did a sting operation and got 17 laptops from a bunch of the Congress people.
It
Well,
is
I do
true
know
that
at least
Nancy Pelosi's laptop
Yeah,
was taken.
at least one laptop was
Well,
taken.
Okay.
Nancy Pelosi urged the Pentagon to do a coup d'etat. She did, like straight up.
What?
She said, "Don't listen." Yeah, they wanted a military coup d'etat. Is what the
A coup d'etat. What is
it?
that?
Coup d'etat? Or
Yeah.
it sounds
they-
wrong.
What is a coup d'etat?
It's like the military
Basically a
taking
coup.
over. Yeah, a coup.
Yeah.
Really?
The military already said they wouldn't get involved.
Yeah, they
with the
said no,
election.
but she asked them.
Whoa.
That's
She's
pretty
crazy.
gnarly.
That's wild. And they're still trying to impeach Trump even though he's literally stepping down.
He's got like 9 days left, right?
Yeah, and they're still trying to impeach him so he can't run again.
They kind of threatened Pence, though. They said, if you don't enact the 25th Amendment on Trump,
Which is the one where he can take Trump out for mentally
incompetent.
yeah,
or
Incompetence,
really for
right?
any reason now.
So goodbye to Biden, hello Kamala.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
why.
that's
That's
exactly
definitely
what's
why
gonna
they're
happen.
getting it now.
Yeah.
But they said either enact the 25th Amendment on Trump or we're dropping the articles of impeachment.
What?
It's
So
like,
stupid.
oh, okay.
Yeah, what are they dropping it for?
For the
Again.
Capital Violence Insurrection Act.
For the third time.
Whatever the hell it is. Second.
Isn't this the third time they're trying to
Second.
impeach him?
Second.
No, because they were trying to impeach him right when he got in office for the whole Russian thing. They thought the Russians
That
were.
was for the first time.
That lasted for a long time.
Yeah,
No,
the
and
whole
then
time was
That was
just-
with Adam Schiff and all
That
them.
was the first time, and then the second time was just barely when Trump was talking about. He was talking to.
No,
what
it
country
was
it?
over
that
a
was
phone
all
call,
for the
brother. It
Rush-
was-
That was all still for the Russian stuff, though.
This is the second impeachment, and
sure?
the House will
Yeah.
impeach him, but Senate. The
Well,
Senate
I know there's a second impeachment, but they tried to impeach him right at the beginning of his
No.
presidency. They were trying to get him for anything fraud for the election, and they couldn't because there was no fraud.
I thought it was just the investigation,
No.
the big old Mueller one or whatever, and then that's what they used to try to impeach him.
That
The
doesn't
first
sound.
time.
That doesn't sound right. I'm pretty sure there's only been 2.
Yeah, there's only been 2 impeachments, but they've been
This-
talking
this
about
one as the
impeachment
second
since
one.
the beginning.
Yeah,
Like-
they can talk about it all they want, but actually doing it,
Yeah, this is the second one.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was I saying before? I was onto something good, and then it just.
Sorry, I just demolished it.
Help
I
me.
mean,
What was it?
I'm not sure.
You're talking about the second impeachment?
No, before that.
the 25th.
Pelosi's laptop, 25th Amendment.
It's gone.
Dude,
None
no,
of this matters.
No, we're back on track here. Come on.
My life is
Pence.
ruined.
Mike Pence.
Not Pence.
Dude, we're getting on
Kamala.
track. Yeah, they threatened Pence, said, hey, we're dropping articles of impeachment if you don't
I know, but
invoke the 25th Amendment.
Uh,
You were
it,
so
it'll
close.
come back to me. It'll come back to
Alright.
me.
Come back.
Yep, it's on its way. I can feel it. I don't know what it is though.
It's pretty gnarly, though.
Package will be delivered before 9 p.m. tonight.
Yeah.
It's nuts, though. I mean, you can't hear anything about Trump anymore. All platforms,
Yeah.
TV stations, everybody. Nobody will air anything from him.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
CNN is trying to sue Fox News.
They even banned
For
like
what?
the golf tournaments from Trump's golf courses.
What the fuck?
Like they're
What
going.
is happening?
They're going
Dude,
deep.
they shut him down like in
Yeah.
every aspect. It's
I
like
know.
they're hiding something.
Yeah,
It's like they
and-
really don't want you to know something.
Yeah, it's like, shh, shh, shh. Hush, Trump, it's okay.
Shh, quiet.
Let me take you in this corner with this pillow. Shh. Yeah. He tried to go down kicking and screaming, and then they took him out, took off his legs.
Yep.
They're trying to get him in prison now. Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Welcome to communism.
We're here.
No,
bro.
serious. Like, we've been talking about this for a while now. Every time, ever since our inception in April, we've been
yeah.
talking about this.
Yep.
How everything is so comparable to World War II, to the Gulag Archipelago, all this stuff. And now, good luck, America.
Yeah, it's going
The-
down. We're there.
Yeah, the first
Yep.
step to communism is speech. Once your speech is gone,
Mm-hmm.
then they can say anything about what they want about the other side. Like,
Yep. And
oh, they're the fucking Nazis.
Yep. And Joe Biden saying stuff like, hey, we're going to start taking guns away from hate crime, those guilty of hate crimes, which is hate speech.
And anybody
Are
and
you
everybody.
serious?
Yeah.
You could literally say anything and
Dude.
people would be like, oh, that's
Yeah,
hate speech.
that's hate speech.
That is
and
correct.
now
Pull
you're
your gun.
accused of a hate crime, and now you have no guns. Whop.
Wow.
It's not a thing yet, but there's talk.
I've also seen things, yeah, like a registry they want to do for some Democrats for anybody that donated to Trump. They want all their names published.
That's
I
insane.
mean, you can already find it, but they want it, blared out there on everything.
Kind of
They
just
want to
like,
blacklist you, basically.
Yeah.
kind
You're-
of like
you're
MAGA's
shunned.
Most Wanted.
I don't know what that is.
People at the Capitol, that stormed the Capitol, the FBI got their pictures, posted it everywhere, said MAGA's Most Wanted, trying to get them.
Oh,
Make
you know
America
what?
great again,
The
most
hell?
wanted.
Yeah.
Someone, I was watching Tim Pool and whoever he was with, he's like, it's crazy what the FBI can do when they actually care, huh? They only cared about this, they didn't care about the other riots. Like, oh, all these people are gone, what happened? But these
Yeah.
guys were finding everyone, arresting them at airports. I mean, they're getting them so quick.
No kidding.
I mean, there's more of us than they think, though, right? There's got to be.
1 million people showed up in D.C., something like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I don't know if it was totally a million, but there was
Oh.
multiple 100,000, and then at the actual Capitol, there was 10 to 15,000.
Wow.
Dang.
Between the 10 and 15,000, what, like maybe 1,000 stormed in?
There's 1,000 people?
I don't know if it was
It was a
1,000,
lot.
but
Okay.
that's
Just
what
a
I'm trying
lot
to,
of
like,
Well, they were
compare.
holding the doors open, like
Yeah, the cops were. That's kind of wild.
what the...
They did tear gas. What's the room called that they did it in?
I don't know. Senate room.
Either way, in the Capitol halls, they tear gassed all the protesters. You're like,
Oh, really?
You know what happens in a closed building and tear gas? It displaces the oxygen and you kill them. You kill the protesters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the tear gas will freaking displace the oxygen, and then you see people start to drop. That's what those 3 extra
Deaths?
deaths that were just random.
Because one chick
Random
got
emergencies,
got
people
marked
actually
in the
died?
neck.
There was
Five
Oh,
people
yeah.
died.
there's been 5 people, and then 6 cop committed suicide yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
What in the hell?
Why did he commit suicide?
I don't know.
He just
Failed his job. I don't know.
night.
Broke his oath.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably something like that, where he's seeing all this crap go down, and he's like, "Wow, I'm on the wrong side of things." Blap.
Maybe. Yeah.
Blap slap.
But either way, I think all those, they called it medical emergencies, was actually them protesters getting dropped by tear gas. But that's just what I think.
Displacing the oxy.
I think they had a huge problem with problem
Hi,
with this
welcome.
in China. But yeah, in China, I think they had a huge problem with this in the big packed cities because they do it and it just rises, and it just kind of lays because it can't blow away because there's no wind in the city, so it gets kind of stuck there. People the jacket like it stays for weeks because the wind just doesn't blow it
wow.
out.
Oh.
Yeah, that's rough. Speaking of China, concentration camps. We're back.
Oh yeah, FEMA.
Yudge.
Well, over here.
Organ harvesting.
Yeah, have you heard about the concentration camps? Well, they're not concentration camps. They're like medical camps.
Yeah,
if
The
you
camps
have-
they're trying to establish for COVID.
Yeah,
You're saying?
you get sent there and you can't.
that's a
like, get out.
concentration
Yeah,
camp.
F
That's
that.
a concentration camp. Straight up.
You're concentrating something. That's for sure.
Yeah, that ain't right. I mean, let's go over the freedoms they're trying to take away and what they've already done.
All of them.
Censoring. I mean, they're already planning to take our guns. I mean,
But
That's
it's
one
going to
and
be a
two.
little bit at a time. They're
Got
going to just
masks.
add taxes
Yeah,
to
it's gonna be
guns.
a
They're going to add
slowly.
taxes to bullets. I mean, I don't know if this is from taxes or just from sheer supply and demand, but this year bullets have doubled and sometimes tripled just
I
from
bet
this year. And I think it's supply and demand.
because there's no way everyone was like, "Oh shit, stuff's happened. Let's
Yep.
buy everything that can ever be made ever again."
However, I don't think there will be a direct ban on guns. It'll be slow, small things. No bump stocks, no assault rifles, no this, and no 30-round magazines. It's going to be small stuff, and they're going to add higher and higher taxes to anything that you can buy.
Yep.
Slowly just phase it right out.
That they were trying to they've already talked about outright banning the sale of guns and ammo online.
Yes, they did
Insanity.
that.
And then,
Or any gun parts or anything.
yeah, once they do that, I don't know. But the whole freedom of speech and like banning Trump and all that, I was listening to something today, and they said that's the closest thing to burning books, as in the Bible, as can be, right? Without actually doing it. Even though they were already burning Bibles back in the riots, no big deal.
And
just part of the process.
I mean, they burned books in World War II, Germany too.
That's what they're
That was-
referring to.
Yeah,
1984 stuff.
Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah,
Oh,
they've
yeah.
already attacked religion. So what? Speech, religion, guns. They're using the
Private
25th
property.
Amendment. They're trying to break that one.
Landlords, everything. They're
Yep.
attacking anything that makes you an individual, basically.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Congregating in groups more than 10.
Yes.
Insane.
I'm sick of
For real.
Where are we?
Where's
In-
that cop?
In good news, Trump promised that he'd be taking on big tech in the last couple of days of his presidency.
Good
But I don't-
luck.
yeah, it's not really going to do well, especially
They're gonna
since
just
Senate
smack
is
him
not
down.
getting together till the 19th.
So, is that after?
No, the 20th.
20th.
Oh.
But the Senate's
So they get
His
together for
friend,
one
maybe?
day. Trump's just all, yeah!
is
My
One last rally, boys!
my wonderment is like if this all goes down, which we know it. That's where it's
going down.
Will the people who voted for them even realize it? Like,
Yes.
or are they just gonna be blind the whole entire time?
Some of them, I know Tim Pool was saying people that voted for Biden before hearing about how his son had all the weird shiz going on, it was like 40% of voters wouldn't have voted for him if they had known beforehand.
Ooh,
Whoa.
he got lucky on that one.
Yeah,
It's not luck. It's the big media just censoring it.
Yeah,
That's true. Only puts it out after he got elected.
like Nancy Pelosi
Yeah.
asking for a coup. Like, come on, that's breaking news. Like, that's huge.
Yeah. And Trump's
then-
all like, yeah, this is what you get when you mess with Texas, kind of thing. and gets just demolished for it.
I think he's doing a rally in Texas tomorrow, actually.
Oh, is he?
Nice.
How did she even get back in? That's my
Pelosi?
question. Yeah.
He's elected.
Not
Just a
clue.
dinosaur, dude. She's fossilized in there. I don't know.
Same with Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, he should have been out there too.
They're all useless. People that are born in the 40s. I mean, these people were literally born in the 40s, and they're telling us what to do. They don't even know what Twitter is. Come on.
Come on now.
Gonna send a tweet.
I read something on Gab right when I got on there because I've never been on there. It says, "I bet Nancy Pelosi's breath smells like armpit sweat, mothballs, and Satan."
That is
so
not a beautiful image in my brain. It's possible though. No, she probably smells like an old person
Yeah.
because they start decaying and actually let off a smell.
Yeah. Yep. Old people smell.
Yep.
Is that a real thing?
Yes.
Because old people always smell the same.
Yeah. It's literally the smell of decay.
I've always wondered that.
Yeah. You're all, whoa, that smells like old person. Yep, they're decaying inside. Their cells have stopped reproduction.
Yep.
That's
Out with
awesome to
the old, in
think
with
about.
the new. Get him going,
That's
folks.
COVID's slogan, bro.
That's disgusting.
Yep. Science, baby.
I think our whole election process is just destroyed now. I saw a poll the other day that polled real people, and it said, how many of you trust the election
elections?
process
Yeah,
now? 97% said nope.
Oh, yeah. There's no freaking way that the elections are going to be the same. Again,
No.
it's just like, okay, why would I vote? Why does it matter when all my votes can be switched?
I also seen something the other day that it was on Tim Pool, but it was something like 71% of Republicans think we're heading towards civil war. That's a lot.
Have you,
And
Yeah,
40%
all over
of
social media, it's being called for.
Democrats. That's a good portion of the nation.
That's a lot of the nation, yeah.
I've actually had a lot of people talking to me in the last few days said these last 10 days are going to get way crazy. And they're like, dude, get your gun. Stay at home. Crap's about to go crazy. I'm like, okay.
But it gets wild here, especially on inauguration. I bet it gets wild.
Inauguration day is going to be whack. Someone, I would not be surprised if we saw some crazy stuff going down in the inauguration. Trump's not even going to be there, is he?
No.
Nope. Pence will, though. Kind of weird how they banned Trump, but he was in the top trending on Twitter. It said hang Mike Pence or lynch Mike Pence, and that was okay to be trending.
That is a call to action as far as I'm
Sorry.
concerned, and that is
Yeah.
illegal.
Yep.
Like
But,
very
I mean,
illegal.
Yeah, but on
Even
Twitter,
by
it's
Twitter's own
okay.
standards.
That
pretty
is way illegal by Twitter standards.
If they can
Or
allow that,
instance.
then they should allow any of it, you know?
You should allow
Where do you
Trump
draw the
to say,
line?
"Don't be violent, be
Yeah.
peaceful." But no,
But-
no.
They're originally saying he incited violence because he said this is what you get with unhappy people or something like that when you stir the turds, essentially. And then he also said, go home, be peaceful.
Yeah, he did
So,
say that. He said, go
yeah.
home. It's
But
time for peace
they're
or something.
getting him because he was like, yeah, this is what you get. Like,
That's
when
not a
you're...
call to action.
It's not.
That
is,
was
uh,
before
it's
there
not.
was any violence at the Capitol.
Yeah.
Even.
It's
was
the
like
it
a,
was
I
for
told
the
you so.
protests, I'm
Yeah.
sure. He's like, yeah, you get protests when you mess around with the election system. Bam. And nope. They just got him good.
They just can't do any
He's
wrong.
been the scapegoat for so much crap.
So much.
Like the most I've seen of any president so far.
in
my
my
short
say
life.
it was like millions of articles written about him in the last 4 years. Maybe not millions, but it was up there.
I believe it. It's been all one big schmear campaign.
Yeah.
It's got to be scary to have most America go after you. Or not even
Yeah.
most America, but
It's not. It's what do they say? It only
Most
takes
of
like 10%
loud
of
America.
the
The loud
population
America,
to cause a revolution.
Yeah,
That's
it
something
wouldn't
gnarly.
be much,
no.
but you just got a minority of very outspoken people who have control over the medias, and then you're golden. You know? Suddenly everyone thinks it's brother against brother kind of thing. But when you get down to it, most Americans have the same general views on life. Depending on, I mean, obviously we're going to vote for different people, but their core values is just yeah, that's pretty close to the same.
Yep.
So it's crazy. I just don't understand.
It got 14,000 tweets or retweets. I don't know how Twitter works, but to hang Mike Pence.
That's a lot of
That
retweets.
is a lot.
Yeah. That's
And
insane.
it's still on there, isn't it?
Probably.
Wait, did Trump get banned from the inauguration?
No, he just said I'm not going to
He
attend
said
it.
I'm not
Oh, he just
going.
said I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Which don't be fooled. That's not the first president in history to do that.
Yeah.
Is that what they're saying?
I don't know. I'm sure they'll
Oh,
make
it's
some
just
story
not?
up about it,
Okay.
but it is definitely not.
So this was just between 2015 and 2016. There was almost 30,000 articles written about Trump. That was before he was president.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
That was in 1 year, yeah. So it's got to be so much worse.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find current ones though.
It's insane.
Well, we'll figure it out later. But they're trying to impeach him so he doesn't get any of the post-presidential benefits or anything, huh? Just gets destroyed.
I don't know
Alls
how
I-
true this is, but I also heard if you get impeached twice, you can't run again.
He can't run again if he's impeached.
Well, he didn't even get impeached the first time.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. If they impeach him this time, like the House is
Yeah.
going to impeach him, but if the Senate does too, which a lot of senators are saying they want to impeach him, he can't run again, and that's their goal.
That's the goal.
That
So he
seems-
can't run in 4 years.
That's so sketchy, though, because it's like, dude, he's got like 9 days left and you're trying to impeach him.
What are they
It's
impeaching
dirty.
him for?
For inciting violence on the Capitol.
No way.
Insurrection.
No way.
I think they're calling it insurrection.
There's no way any logical person would think that's what he did. There's no way.
It's a good thing our government's full of illogical
Okay.
persons, huh?
Yeah, so they're
Thank
calling
God.
it the act of insurrection. It's a violent uprising against an authority or government.
Is he not the authority that lives there? Am I wrong here?
No, he lives in the White House.
You're right.
I
Executive
know.
branch.
But it's still DC is him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the people's house, anyways. We're just want to go visit our house. Make sure everyone there is safe. I'm not
Make
sure what
sure
the
they're
big
all
deal
good.
is.
Make sure these desks are polished. This
Yeah.
podium, it's got to be a good podium.
Yeah.
Did you
Good
guys
sturdy
see
wood.
Lindsey Graham saying they should have used lethal force, so they should have just shot them all. Straight, he said they should have used lethal force.
I mean, they could have, but
That's a guy.
then it would have
He's a
been
senator.
revolution.
But I mean, like,
You know, it only
where
took.
was that when they were storming everything else in the whole frickin' United States?
Yeah.
You just don't shoot, kill them all because they're here to get me. It matters
Yeah.
now because it's me.
These people are so corrupt.
They,
Yeah.
Joe Biden and that came out even after the police defended him and still called him racist. Still called the cops racist. It was an act of racism. You know, they said, oh, don't. It's not an exact quote or whatever, but he said essentially, if this was Black Lives Matter protesters, they would have been treated a lot differently, and we all know that.
Yeah.
But let's just think this is one night, and how many people were killed? 5?
Mm-hmm.
5 people?
I think it would have been better for Black Lives Matter.
They would have just let him walk in. It's,
Yeah.
I think
I
no
mean,
one
they
would
did
have
that with
gotten
Trump
shot.
supporters
No
too.
one
but-
would have got arrested. There might have been some shooting
Yeah, but not by
from
a
Black
cop.
Lives Matter.
Yeah, I don't think a cop would have
Cops
shot
don't
him. He
dare
would've
to
said,
touch black
I'm not
people
gonna
now."
Go to prison.
Yep. Screw that. I will not be slandered for the rest of my life.
Yep. I don't.
The
think
rest
he
of
would've
my
got
short
shot.
life now.
For real.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you think about how they killed that lady named, I think it was Ashley something.
Was she the one that got shot in the neck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? She was crawling through a window?
The video is she literally jumps into the window, and then they shoot her. Boom. Dead.
Yeah, they had guns drawn on them,
Yeah.
right? And then she jumps in.
Yeah.
Yeah, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
There's
Yeah,
an
that's
investigation
fair.
into excessive force, but I think
No,
I think
don't
yeah,
think he
they
should
they
have
should
they
have
criminal
shot her.
said
charges,
they
but-
probably told her, "Stop, we're gonna shoot you."
There's a massive crowd.
They couldn't see them either. She was jumped up to get into the window without him seeing.
Oh,
her.
she
right as
jumped
she
up?
jumped up,
Boom.
boom, dead.
Ah.
Just like that. So it wasn't no forewarning other than the window breaking. So I can see why he
still
shot
with
him.
Yep, I'm still with the people who shot her. Sorry.
I
Yeah,
I
that's
can
what I
see
think too.
why. I just don't think it
Obviously,
should have happened.
obviously it shouldn't have happened, but it's like, okay,
I probably
they
would've
had
shot.
guns drawn. Yeah,
I
what are
would've
you
shot.
gonna do? Some lady's coming up. You don't know if she's armed or anything. Of course, you're gonna cap her.
Yeah.
Lady or no lady, she could have a gun.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know. Let me
Sad
guess,
deal,
she was
but-
white.
Yeah.
That's why,
was.
that's why I
She
haven't
was a
heard about her
veteran.
so much.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
She was a veteran too.
14
Dope.
years.
Really?
Well, there you go.
Well, she should have known not to do that.
Yeah, don't jump in front of guns.
Yeah. Be better at your job. No,
Ugh.
we appreciate our military people.
I truly do appreciate. Like, I freaking hate that Trump supporters storm the Capitol. Like, oh,
Slash
idiots.
Antifa.
Slash Antifa, yes. So, who really knows what happened? But I was really proud that everyone was going there to protest, and really upset that they decided to cross the same line as Black Lives Matter. I was
I
like,
agree.
what?
Think
You're
about
kidding me.
how much of a different outcome is if, let's just say 100,000 of them people went and sat in front of the White House, or not White House. What's the building?
Congress?
The Capitol, yeah.
Yeah, the Capitol.
And then, sat there and sang, I don't know, some American songs.
Yeah.
That'd be such a different outcome
Yeah.
in Trump's favor.
No, sing the song from Les Miserables that I've been loving recently.
Ooh.
It's called "Do You Hear the People Sing."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a revolutionary song, which would be freaking epic to have a huge crowd sing or just play it on loudspeakers or something in front of the Capitol.
Yeah, but it'd set such an example that everyone would be like, I mean, what is it?
Or sing the national anthem.
Silence speaks louder than words, or action speaks louder than words, whatever.
Yeah, but just not storming the Capitol action. Not unless you do want a revolution, then that was the right move to make,
Which is not what we want.
No. That's not
think
the plan.
I think America's going to split in two
Yeah, well, that's
two different
what
countries
happened with
or
the Civil War.
nations. Yeah, but I'm talking like adios, muchacho.
Like complete nation splittage, huh?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'd be amazed.
That'd be different.
I'd be very amazed if anyone in the government allowed that to happen, because that would half their revenue.
Yes, no more money.
Yep. And when the money's affected, then the politicians get upset, make more laws. I don't think it'll happen. But, I mean, it's possible. Watching 2020, and we're only 11 days into 2021, and it's already been this crazy. We'll see.
Exciting times.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be dope. Whatever
Or
happens.
not.
Yeah, likely not.
Yeah.
War with China, maybe? I don't know. Who cares? Aliens? Oh, yeah.
There can't be a war with China when we're warring with ourselves. That's the problem.
Yeah, they could. That's perfect time to invade.
Yeah. Oh, you're
Get some
saying so
Red Dawn
China has a
going,
war
huh?
with us.
Yeah, if there's a civil war with the American people, China, Russia,
Yep. They'd
Europe,
be all,
everyone else.
"Ooh."
Creep a little bit of our land here and there.
I think that's the biggest problem is, like, if we start fighting, we're an easy target.
Okay, but
I
the thing
think
with
that would
that,
almost help
Yeah.
America, because we would
I-
unite and be
I
all.
do.
that would
Oh,
straighten
oh,
us
no, no,
out
no, no, no.
so quick.
see that.
We'd all be
America's
all,
got
oh,
fierce
really,
pride in
China?
being America, at least, being like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, that's not how it's happening.
Yeah. A lot of the younger generation doesn't, which is stupid as heck, I think.
Actually, Gen Z is the first generation to be more conservative than the previous generation.
No kidding. Yes.
It's like the curve goes like this.
So it's
I
going
think,
the
and then-
opposite way now,
Yeah.
finally.
Uh-huh.
After we swung so far left. Okay. There might be hope yet.
We'll see.
Although Gen Z is also the most uncaring generation
Oh, for
yet.
sure, yes.
Which is
That's one of the
just
good
the
things.
spirit of America right
Yeah.
there.
The big F.
Doesn't care. Yep, doesn't care about anyone else.
It's kind of perfect. Yeah.
It might be interesting.
But yeah, if
someone
if
else
China
did
attack
invade,
us,
There would be some major alignment, and they'd be reawakening the world power.
I'd sign up.
Yeah, they would.
Be
They
like,
would remember.
Ship me over. I'm not letting my country fall.
Yep, the world would definitely remember why America is the superpower.
Yeah.
So
Because we get angry quick.
yeah,
And we
ain't
win.
nobody be touching America. Only America touches America.
Yeah. Only America beats up America. Okay?
Yeah.
Y'all stay away. Yeah.
And Vietnam and Korea, whatever.
Yeah. We should do whoever we want.
I'm saying they beat us up.
Oh.
We lost the Vietnam War and the Korean War.
Well, guerrilla
Don't
warfare
tell
is a hell of a thing, ain't it?
Yep. Don't tell your history teachers that. But yeah, we didn't.
They would do some evil stuff in them wars, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Crawl in them little holes and then fall in them shit spikes.
Ugh.
Or whatever. Yep. No, thank
Ouch.
you.
That's rough.
That's
Yeah.
so caca.
Yeah, Korea we fought in and ended up at the exact same division line as before. In Vietnam, we fought in trying to liberate all of Vietnam. We liberated South Vietnam. Actually, I don't even know if we liberated them or if it was already North and South, and we just didn't do anything there either. But we tried.
Liberate is just give them freedom, right? Or
Yeah,
freedom from.
free him from communism.
Yeah.
Establish elections, things like that.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get help from foreign people then. Free us from communism.
Uh,
Why not?
Who?
Not likely. Not likely.
They'll just inspire us to give more more communism.
who does not have communism already?
Yeah, literally
Poland.
everybody.
Poland's
Small.
and it,
It's
not as
just
cool.
cool and we don't talk about it.
yeah.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be cool if America finally woke up and was like, whoa, hold up. We're going into communism. We are communism. We need to back this truck up.
Terrible as it
As a
sounds,
people.
another like 9/11 would probably help.
That did unite the country a lot
For a couple of years.
for a couple of
Till
years.
Obama came in.
And then it's just, yeah.
But we also went to war over that, so it wasn't.
Yeah, that wasn't that great.
So
Wasn't
it was
beautiful.
war.
I mean, America versus other people though.
Yeah.
There
That's
was
true.
pipe bombs placed around. Was it around the Capitol?
I think so. I think I heard
Congress?
something like that.
Yeah, I mean, people were trying to kill him. Some dude had zip ties to tie up the senators and Congress people. What the hell are these people doing, man?
You know, I actually think that would be very interesting were we to get some of the senators, like, actually lay hands upon them, parade them through the streets, and just be like, all rotten tomato on your face.
Throw them in garbage cans like they do.
Yes.
Where was it at? Ukraine?
I think it was Ukraine.
Yeah, literally
They
grab
just
their politicians and throw
Throw
them
them in the
dumpster.
garbage.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Real life
Literally,
videos.
dumpster.
Nice.
So
Who-
good.
Who was it that was saying? It was one of the younger looking congressmen. I'm pretty sure he's a
Matt
Republican.
Gaetz
That's probably him.
or Josh Hawley. I
Um,
think it's Josh. Either way.
Anyway, so one of them was saying that, what country was it? He was talking about like a little more underdeveloped country, and he said, when their Congress had an approval rating of 13%, they were out in the streets killing their congressman. Our approval rating is 9%.
Likely less now.
Yeah, it's probably way less now. So, very interesting times we're rolling into.
Why do
here.
you think that is?
Well, when you don't represent the people you claim to represent,
No, I'm just saying why why do they do it in other countries, like kill their leaders, but we don't?
they're
'Cause we're
they're
civilized.
they're closer to their inception.
Yeah, I think it's a respect thing. Everyone's been instilled with the
Yeah.
proper respect, and that
Yep.
that office should have, but they don't deserve it right now. And that's the issue is everyone treats them
everyone's-
like they deserve the respect that they're getting.
Yeah, because we started it as a military office. You know, the chief executive of, or the commander in chief of the United States, and all the offices associated with him is supposed to be a really respectable holding, and so we've kept that tradition. And other countries are much closer to their inception of freedom, and so they have people who remember the bad times and are like, oh hell no, so they'll go after their congressman, and we have too much respect and too much restraint to do it right now.
Wait,
but as
we're-
soon as
we're
they-
not inciting violence or anything like that, people. We're just
No,
having a
not at all. We're
conversation.
talking numbers. We're talking stats. Talking about Congress and why the American people are not attacking Congress for the most part, even
Yeah.
though their approval ratings are allegedly much lower than other countries where they had killed congressmen.
Why are we putting up with this shit, basically?
Also, I think
Yeah.
90% of America really doesn't know what they do on a day-to-day
No,
basis.
no clue.
I bet
Well,
if you
they
were
don't
to
even
get
know.
like a breakdown, well, yeah, but if you were to get a breakdown, I bet there would be riots and people would be dying. If like a breakdown, this is exactly what they passed. You'd be like, this.
Yeah,
That's not how it is. If it was-
Excuse me.
If it was laid out in plain terms, I think it would cause issues.
What are you? I'm an idiot sandwich. Yeah. I think once, if we do have any more riots or stormings or anything, or like, what did we do, the Americans, to Pelosi's house? We like spray painted her garage, left a pig's head, something like
Yeah.
that. Once these politicians are for sure weeded out as corrupt, and they're determined to be vulnerable and mortal because they're on a pedestal right now, then I think the American people are going to stop putting up with it. Just be like, okay, you better quit it or else, because that's what that office is for, is representation.
Likely when the violence comes, it's gonna come a lot. Hot and
Yeah.
heavy.
Hot and heavy.
hard, yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna get real intense real quick.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting. We're gonna follow the stock market through all this and see where it goes.
Yeah.
Because, it's gonna be some interesting times. It'll be fun. Well, the stock market swings will be fun, not necessarily the violence part of everything. That will not be fun.
Is there another option though besides civil war?
Yes.
Yeah.
Figure
Because
it
a
out.
lot
Like
of
you
people
said.
are so narrowly minded at this point that violence and going to guns is the only option to fix America.
Imagine this. You have a rolling, say you have a rolling attendance of 1 million Americans at the Capitol at all times, singing and protesting and all this. You're going to get heard. Especially, if you keep it up, if you can somehow figure out, well, now that all social media is just censored, then you're screwed. But
Yeah, you'd have to give them the finger first.
yeah, exactly. If you could somehow figure out a way to organize something like that where you've got 60 million people who decide to travel to D.C. and start doing these protests, start singing these songs, start talking to these congressmen face to face, without inciting violence, you're gonna get hurt. Like, whether you're carrying weapons or not, 1 million people's
I don't
substantial
know how
force.
It's intimidating.
all those senators,
Yeah.
when 1 million people or whatever showed up in D.C. weren't like 1 million people were willing to come from
Yeah.
all across the country here.
Yeah,
That means something's messed up.
yeah.
That's 1 million
Something
people.
wrong here.
Yeah, you got to be like, maybe we're not doing so hot.
Mm-hmm.
They
Wouldn't you look? Could you imagine looking out your window and seeing 100,000 people there? A tenth of what actually came. That'd be terrifying. They're
I
coming
would
for
shat
you,
myself.
too.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah, and it'd be terrifying.
You got a target on your head because you done messed up.
Yeah, that's when you
Yeah.
gotta be all, oh gosh, please.
I see you like to chew. Yeah. But hopefully we can somehow figure it out peacefully. That's one of the only ways I can think of doing it peacefully, unless we have some sort of, I don't know. It would be very hard to change around laws and things like that. Or just start pulling a Ukraine, throwing them in the dumpster. It's not violent, but it sure as hell puts across the message.
gets the point across.
You're garbage. Let's get someone else in there.
Yeah, Mitt Romney, throw him in the trash.
You see how they all chanted traitor when he got on the airplane?
No, I heard about
A full
that.
plane of people going to D.C. They just chanted traitor, traitor, traitor. And
He's just sitting there. All,
oh yeah, you already know
Do
that.
not like him.
He's crying.
oh.
Same with Cox. Get out of here. Skedaddle. You useless.
Look, all I'm saying is I really like that dumpster idea. You're not hurting
Me
them.
too.
You're not killing them, but you're sure as hell sending them a message.
Oh, that's a big message.
Big old slap to the face.
And the cops that go against the Constitution, too.
Yep.
Just dump
Just
them all in the
dump 'em
garbage.
all, yeah.
Woo, woo.
Get out of here.
Even you don't get to have a job anymore.
Yeah.
Even jail time because you broke your oath.
The issue with the cops is a lot of the people that are willing to uphold the Constitution, they're all quitting because they see their,
Oh, yeah.
their coworkers
That's
or whatever.
their protest.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then all these people that are all, I don't give a shit. I just want some money to be able to feed my family. I'll do
Yep.
exactly what anyone tells me to do.
Mhm.
So then they're all going to be the corrupt people that are getting in. And that's why you're seeing, I mean, a lot of people, even Republicans, going against the police now. They're pepper spraying the police. And people are going to claim, oh, no, that was Antifa. 10,000 people are not Antifa, sorry to tell you. At a Trump rally, it's not a thing.
Yeah.
So when
They're
you're
pepper
punching
spraying
the
them,
police
huh?
and pepper spraying them, knocking one across the head with a fire extinguisher, and they die later, I don't think it's Antifa. They might incite the violence, but what does Antifa do right after they start something? They run away. Then everyone else is rallied up, call the Trump supporters, and the rest is
Mhm.
history.
Yeah, I was quite disappointed in them.
Groupthink.
I would.
Tribal thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. That is the danger of tribal thinking, and that's the next topic here tonight. In Russia, China, Germany, when they all had their concentration camps, everything like that, the main theme was that it was an us versus them mentality, and them being the middle class, quote unquote, elite, who they just decided to take out. The Jews in Germany, many of them were upstanding citizens whom were business owners, lending lending partnerships, whatever. They've been historically great with business, the Jews. For some reason, I don't know if it's the way they're taught with religion or what, where they're not taught to be afraid of money. They're taught that more money means you're doing good in life. You're being religious and a good producer. I think that has a lot to do with it. But this tribal think is when they, and when I say they, I mean these corrupt government institutions start turning the people against another people when it is the government in and of itself that has been corrupted. So you had the Nazis turning everyone against the Jews. You had the Russians turning everyone against the middle class landowners, the farmers, and that's why so many people starved. You've got China now going against, what are they called?
Uyghur Muslims?
Yeah, it's a certain type of Muslim.
Yeah, Uyghur Muslims.
But they're throwing them in concentration camps, killing them off.
Harvesting their organs.
Harvesting their organs, yes. Delicious.
That's brutal.
And now you've got the Democrats and Trump supporters, but as of right now, I don't know which one's the minority group. As in, I don't know which ones are going to be the victims and which ones are going to be the persecutors. It's up in the air right now.
I'd have to say Democrats.
It feels like Democrats are the persecutors
It's
right now.
leaning right now that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it could change, but likely.
Well, it's because this is what
That's because the government is that way. They're
Yes,
leaning
it's-
that way. The media is leaning that way. It's being biased that way.
Well, they do everything in small little increments too. Just like
Yep.
masks for one. We all said, no, there's not a chance we'd all do that. A month later, every single person does masks.
Mm-hmm.
Bump stock, I mean, that's on Trump. But, no, they wouldn't infringe on our Second Amendment rights, would he? Yes, bump stock gone. Stuff like that. They're just going to do small little things that we'll say, no, that wouldn't happen. Not everyone would agree to that until they do.
Yep. It's the same thing. History is repeating itself once again. Here we are in the 21st century.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. So, we'll see. It's coming to a head, that's for sure.
But once one side gets so powerful, something will be there to combat it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it says, it'll get really bad before it gets good. Likely.
Yeah.
Unless you fix things like right away, but likely
That's not the
gonna
human
happen.
way. Humans are procrastinators.
It might take half our lives to get back.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think we're ever getting
or
back to
longer.
normal.
Well, not normal, not back to what we were, but the better version, the next step, basically.
Yeah. I mean, the Civil War took out a full generation of young men, just like each of the world wars did. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
The prophecies.
oh boy.
No, shut up about that.
I lost.
I hate prophecies.
Just tons of religious prophecies supposedly coming true, that have been coming true for the last 100 years kind of thing. Just
Yeah.
same old, same old.
It'll be rare to see a man walking down the street. Oh, okay.
That one's not unreasonable if you had a big war.
I mean, COVID.
Yeah,
Well,
but I mean,
there's
they do
even
it in
people
terms of, like, there just won't be a lot of men around.
Oh,
in
okay.
general. I think if there was a huge world war again, that's not, like,
That's not
Unthinkable.
unreasonable.
Yeah, sure, if
yeah.
there's a war.
Yeah.
Especially if it results in nuclear war.
well, that's what you would assume. That's how you're not going to see it. It would be rare to see a man walking down the street, right? That's
That's what you'd think.
Or, yeah, COVID, like you said.
Yeah.
But I just think it's in the context of there's just not men. But I don't know. I never actually read that. I just
Joke's
heard
on
about it.
y'all. All the women rise up, create an Amazonian community, take out all men.
GG.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
Nah, I'll just be like, verse me in an arm wrestle. Bop.
Yeah.
We'll just do the 2 strongest warriors.
Yeah.
And do an arm wrestle.
Both jacked. They'd probably be... No, they wouldn't be equally matched at all. Never
Nope.
mind.
Maybe with drugs.
Yeah, but if both sides are doing drugs,
Yeah, well,
it's over.
yeah.
They'll both just tear their biceps apart.
Whatever, you'd get busted arms.
Yeah, that's true.
Nope.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
That's painful.
I'll take a pass.
So, what is the alternative to this tribal thinking that we're coming into?
Individualism.
Going back to the Old West.
The Old West.
That's my story.
Draw. Shoot.
The individual
Shoot.
is sovereign. That's what we need to go back to.
Yes, the problem with that is that you do not have the capitalism network that is set up right now. So if you go back to Old West rules, you know, man looks at your daughter wrong, you kill him, you know, woo. You're free to roam all the land besides the land that's fenced off, which is people's acreage, right?
Yeah.
But right now everything's owned, so you cannot go across land without running into fences. So that's what killed the cowboy era, was the barbed wire fence.
So
Pardon
go
me?
back to the Old West, but more civilized, basically.
Yeah,
Because you can't just
I
kill
don't know.
somebody for looking at your daughter wrong.
No.
That-
You certainly could.
I mean, you
You
could.
just-
but
You
I
do
w-
have the right to do so.
I wouldn't be backing you if you did that. I'd be like, "Mm, I'm not really on your side.
Yeah. But the thing that I'm saying is that in the Old West, with that pure individualism, each person had to grow their own food. They had to make their own clothes. They had to blah, 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 blah. And it took up all their day just to survive and thrive just a little bit above their means. Nowadays, someone can specialize, and then everyone trades, and that's where currency comes from, right? So if we could do something that's a combo of each, where we take down the laws, way less rules, a lot more individualism, a lot more personal freedoms of choice, you know, where, I mean, depending on the circumstance, you bring it before a judge and a jury, and they say, oh yeah, that seems fair, you know, like this man did violent acts upon someone I know, and so I killed him. And then if the jury and judge decide good to go, and you know, there's got to be something with individualism where it's hard to make a standard law across every single case. And we've got way too much bureaucracy.
Likely how our government was originally set up. Probably be a good way to start out.
With 10 amendments to the Constitution. Each man having the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Although that was the Declaration of Independence, I believe.
Right.
But that's okay.
Still important.
Still important. Very important. But also, there can still be some of the other amendments. I guess women can vote and stuff, you know. Those are good ones, too.
Yeah.
Basically,
Don't really want slaves, do we?
yeah.
No.
No, just start from scratch. Keep the Constitution. Add a couple things. You're golden.
Yeah.
Just make it more restrictive.
Yeah. If I want to own a tank, I should be able to. If I want
You
to do
can.
drugs, I should be able to. Can I own an operational tank, though?
I doubt it.
Well, didn't we talk about this? You said we could own any firearm that the military has access to.
And I personally think people should be able to own any weapon that the military has access to,
I agree.
because that's
Except-
ultimately the force that you're protecting against.
Except nuclear.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if everyone had nuclear, nobody would use it.
No, the whole
someone would
place
use
would
it.
explode.
Yeah.
Everything would.
Someone's got
Some
that,
jackwagon.
Someone's got that piece in them that's like, humans are awful for the world. I'm just gonna blow up someone.
Yep.
And
You
then
get a
it's gonna-
Columbine boy in there. Whop. Button activate.
Yep.
100,000 people gone.
Okay, maybe up to rocket launchers. That's cool.
No, I think
Tanks.
any
Well,
any
just
weaponry that's not
handheld.
a mass destruction weaponry should be legal to own, that the military owns.
I agree.
Doesn't mean they're going to
Automatics.
be cheap.
Yes, they would be very expensive.
Yeah, but it's like, just because I can doesn't mean I will, but I should be able to if I want to.
And you'd like if somebody decided to use that power for the wrong reasons.
Obviously, there'd be laws.
Yeah, and your whole neighborhood would stand up and fight with you too.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be a different world, that's for sure. It'd be hard to regulate, which would be a good thing, I think.
I don't think the military would ever go against the people, though.
I don't think so. Not knowingly. They would go against them in the aspect that they're being sent against a riot. They're being sent against a protest. They're being sent against this and that. Until they finally realize the bigger picture and say, oh, no, I'm not fighting my own people. You know?
You know, I think I seen something somewhere that said Germany has a clause in there that if you, in their military, if you think something's immoral or like against your principles, you can deny the request.
I like that.
I think that should be a permanent thing of every military. If you think this is an immoral act or something, you should be able to say no without any consequences.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
That's cool. And a woman.
And a woman. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The only thing about that is, like, what if I just decide one day I don't want to work anymore and I identify as everything is amoral, you know? I guess there would be those people, but at least you have that right.
I think it's more about the right than it is the people that abuse it.
Yeah.
Because it's such
I do like that
a
right.
powerful thing. Like, if from the start, I don't know, the Nazis in Germany said no,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have had World
You
War
as
II
an
like
individual have the right to choose whether you feel this is moral or not.
Yeah.
Done and done.
I like it.
No consequences. So you're just all, nah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Feel
So
it
the
better.
alternative to tribal think is rugged individualism, is what we're thinking. Some sort of capitalistic society. It'd be very difficult to regulate, but for all the right reasons, because we don't want regulation. Shouldn't have to go to the government to get married. Should just say, yeah, I'm married to this person.
What would you do about
That's it.
monopolies?
That's what's happening with the social media.
Yeah.
It's a monopoly.
So,
Yeah, but people who fight capitalism don't even realize that they're on the same side that's doing that.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
You
because
know what
they're
I mean?
stupid.
Right.
they just don't understand. They're ignorant of it.
But like sometimes monopolies aren't really a good thing.
No, and I
Most
agree
times
they
I
wouldn't
think
be.
they're not.
Most of the time, yeah.
Well, just like diamonds, right? That's a monopoly.
Yeah.
We talked about that last time.
Mm-hmm.
That's how
We'll
the
talk about
prices are
it
so
next
jacked.
week too. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Federal
It-
Reserve.
It would
it's in
be
that book.
very difficult to figure out how to structure monopolies or figure out how to break them up, as it were, because with pure capitalism, then anyone could technically have a monopoly at
Yeah.
least for a short period of time,
Yeah.
right? Because they're not going to get a monopoly if someone comes out with a better product, which is the theory behind capitalism. They come out with a better product, someone else gets a monopoly, takes them down.
Yeah.
These tech companies that are coming out, they're coming up and being wiped out. Their cycles like 10, 20 years maybe. So, I mean, back when we had the little slower progression of humanity, say early 1900s, the industrial age, back when we had to worry about monopolies, then I think that's when it worked out. We had the trust busters. We ended up breaking up a bunch of those monopolies, and here we are. I don't think a single company can own over, was it 70 or 80% of the, I don't know.
So
Don't
I
quote me
just-
on that.
I know that like a lot of people that I talk to that are like screw capitalism, screw it, like all of it, and
Yeah.
they don't realize it's a good thing. It's because they hate monopolies.
Do they drive a car?
Do they have a
I don't
cell
know.
phone?
They're not bright people, is what I'm saying.
I
But their
see.
big issue with it is the monopolies because they see them as like they're ruling the world because they've got so much money, and they're just like pulling the strings.
No, they're not ruling the world. The people who own the monopolies are ruling the world, who own more than one monopoly.
It's the
Exactly.
it's not
That's what I'm
necessarily
saying. They don't know
capitalism
these
that's the
things.
problem.
But
It's not
like,
the monopolies. It's not the companies. It's the people who own the company owners. You know?
they own the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, it's the people who own governments, not companies.
Yeah.
Our capitalists are some of the best people in the world. They're literally contributing thousands and hundreds of thousands of jobs to the world. I mean,
And billions of dollars in foreign aid. America, by the way, is like the only country in the world that provides foreign aid, or one of them.
isn't that crazy?
Foreign aid.
Yeah.
Like
We give
send
money to other
We
countries.
should not do that.
Yeah.
At all. 0%.
Yeah, and a lot of the countries we send money to help out with their poverty, the people who own these holding companies for like their oil, all their natural resources, things like that, who we send the money to, they keep the money, and they're filthy rich.
They just
Yeah,
they get
nasty
richer,
rich.
but it doesn't help anything.
Yep.
Just someone's getting richer and richer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's why we've been doing it for years and years, and Africa's still Africa. You know, it's still awful there.
Still got to run from lions there.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep. Exactly.
Still
How
got
many
native
billions
tribes over there.
Yeah, how many billions of dollars have been given in foreign aid and nothing's changed?
Mm-hmm.
There's an issue there.
Seems like you would be like, hey, we need to stop sending them money.
Yeah, let's just
They're
stop
not doing
this.
anything,
Yeah. They're burning our money.
basically.
They need firewood, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, rugged individualism, monopolies. I don't know what we would do there. I truly believe that some better product would come along. There may be monopolies for a long time even, but even a monopoly, like if you, well, let's say even if you set like standard pricing in the world, that would be sufficient enough to take over or take down a monopoly, because a monopoly, behind that company you have the shareholders, which is publicly owned. You have all the board of directors, you got the CEO, you've got the investors in the company to begin with, all that seed money. You got so many people behind this company. It can't really be a monopoly when it is in the hands of the people.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't make any sense to me, because in all reality, Amazon is a monopoly of sorts over the tech retail, online retail markets, right?
Yeah.
With their market cap of like, what was it, $2 trillion or something? It's a lot.
Market
Hold
cap.
on.
What does that mean? Like the most they can make?
So their market cap is the amount of capital they have raised in the markets, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check Amazon. I'm pretty sure it was between 1 and 2 trillion, which is
A lot.
I know, that's a lot. That's a big old spread there.
I don't know.
we go.
So would the biggest problem with monopolies be...
1.59 trillion.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Would the biggest problem with monopolies being the price that they can set their goods for? Is that
Yeah,
why
that's
everybody
what
doesn't like
people's
it?
are worried. That's what people are worried about is as soon
Price
as they get a
gouging?
monopoly, yeah, they can hike the price and nobody else can complain because they're the only ones providing it, right?
I don't even see something that wrong with that, to be real.
Yeah, I mean, if you own all of something, then you can theoretically hike the price, which, like we say, is what's happening with diamonds.
Yeah.
I
Just
think
like stop buying diamonds.
I think the issue
Yeah,
comes.
I think it would become very easy to just boycott it, and then they would have to lower their prices to be competitive.
Yeah.
I think it comes when they stifle other competitors. I don't think it's the monopoly in itself. It's the power that the monopoly might have to stifle competition.
And then set prices so
Yeah,
that you
so
can't
like-
boycott them. You can't get that product anywhere else.
So like whatever, you undercut this little guy so hard that he can't do it, and then you go buy all of his mines or whatever, anything that he needs, and now he can't produce. I think
Yeah.
that's the issue. is
Well,
when
you couldn't do that legally unless you paid him, right? Is that
Yeah,
what they do? Is
but,
like
well,
pay him off?
They undercut it so bad, so like they can make a bunch, so they can make it for cheap, and he can only make a little bit, so it's more expensive.
So they set the price artificially low,
Right.
So he
kill all the lower guys, and then
yeah,
set
so
it
they
high.
get out of business, and then they go buy everything, so no one else can do it real quick. so no one else can compete against them.
That's a smart strategy. Not gonna lie. It's
Yeah.
way
Yeah,
smarter.
that's capitalism. That's capitalism in action. So I don't know. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to work around monopolies because obviously you want people to be successful. You want it to happen. You want companies to grow big, but you also want to allow room for growth. So we've got anti-monopoly laws where you can only own a certain percentage of a certain market
Okay.
before you can
So
you're
then-
considered a monopoly.
How do I had this in my head perfect a second ago.
That's okay. I'm gonna look up that monopoly law real quick.
Oh, so
I'm
the
not-
issue might not be like the stifling competition, and maybe the issue is with you're not innovating anymore.
Yeah.
So the minute someone makes a monopoly and they kind of just stop and they don't innovate, maybe that's the issue. It's because then you're not getting better at anything and nothing. You're getting stagnant, and maybe it's a bit of all of that. So nothing's changing
well,
in
the
stagnation.
thing with
and-
monopolies is it shuts down capitalism, right?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, it shuts down that progression, like what you're saying.
Well, that didn't really happen though, because like, doesn't Walmart have pretty much a monopoly? Not.
Well, there's still Target's
huge,
huge
though.
and Albertsons
Yeah, they're huge.
and
But
They're
then
huge.
Amazon came around and took like all their jobs.
Yeah, I mean Amazon's doing good. If anything's a monopoly right now, Amazon would be it. But even it has massive competitors. It's got Etsy, it's got Alibaba,
Yeah.
it's got Shopify. All these competitors, they're not nearly as large, but they're doing good. Instagram's coming out with an online retailer, I believe.
Instagram.
I don't remember what it's called.
Well, see, they've all got niche markets though. Like Etsy, that's kind of unique items.
Yeah.
That's why people go on there, is because it's stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly. So they had to innovate through capitalism to figure out their own niche.
brilliant.
Yeah. Capitalism works, boys.
Nothing wrong with that.
If you can't innovate, you die. It's beautiful.
That's how it should be.
All right, let's see. Antitrust laws.
Didn't they just get passed for drone drop-offs too? Amazon?
Did they? That'd be cool.
Did they?
I heard they were having
That's what I
issues with
heard.
that originally
Sick.
because
Yeah.
Congress wanted each person that flew a drone to have their pilot's license,
Wow,
which
yeah,
is
that would suck.
stupid. But
That's
It's
kinda
retarded. But if you're flying in airspace, then if you're flying in actual federal airspace, then you got to know the laws for it.
well, yeah. But how high are you flying? Are you just flying
just depends.
houses plus 30 feet?
Yeah, if you're flying,
what I'd guess.
if you're flying like under 500 feet, you should be fine.
That's what I would think. I mean,
I think.
likely it would only be if you're within spitting distance of the distribution center. Like the one by
Yeah.
my house, I could probably get that.
Yeah,
But that's
'cause
how
you can't-
far you would think it would go.
You can't have the drones fly very far. It's not like they're going to be flying 2 hours, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you wouldn't think it would be such a big issue that you'd need a
That'd
pilot's
be
license.
so cool, though.
It'd be so
Drone
awesome.
delivery, that would definitely scratch my instant gratification itch, which is bad. I'd be on there all the time.
God, it'd be so cool seeing it just kind of.
Yeah, I want a charger. Oh, 2 hours? Sweet.
Just
so
order
cool.
random stuff just to see the drone
Yeah.
show up.
That's so cool. No, I think they would have a real issue with that if they weren't able to get law enforcement behind them, because I'll bet you people would steal the drones.
Oh, for sure.
Shoot them down with a
100%.
net, good to go. And you got a very expensive drone on your hands. So
Also,
they would
whatever
have
they
to
have.
they'd have to get laws enforced with it. Have it be protected much like the federal mail is. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where if you open a package or disrupt a package, then it's a federal offense and you can get a lot of fines and
It's a
jail time.
felony, isn't it?
I think so,
Open someone's mail.
To open someone else's mail, yeah. So it's yeah, they don't mess with it, that's for darn sure.
I kind of don't mind that law. I kind of like that one.
It's not your business.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Open somebody else's business, go to jail.
Mm-hmm. That is the one thing I do like the government for, is the mail service. But I think that capitalism could have done it better.
And their
It
prices
does
are
do it better.
ridiculous.
Yes.
Have you seen how much their boxes are and their stamps and whatnot? It's ridiculous.
Way expensive. Yeah.
It's stupid.
Capitalism does it way better, anyways.
Amazon.
Capitalism does
Amazon,
everything way
2
better.
days. Anything that you ever order 2 days.
That's true.
No way the USPS would do that.
Yep.
It couldn't
No.
happen.
A lot cheaper shipping too.
Yeah.
Okay, they
Yeah.
got approved for testing.
Oh, did they?
That's what it sounds like.
That'd be sweet because we're right next to one. I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind testing
Million
it out.
square feet. Have you guys seen that building? It is so big.
It's so big.
It's so
I
cool.
have seen it. That's right out on Bacchus, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
They're hiring,
huge.
by the way, $18.50 an hour
Nice. Is that starting or up to?
starting.
That's pretty good. Nice. They probably got benefits and everything. Yeah, Amazon's a good company. Definitely be throwing some money at them when the bubbles burst.
That'd be pretty boring. Just for warehouse or for driving around?
I don't know. I didn't look. It was when I was looking
Probably
for a
driving.
job around my fashion days.
I'd bet driving because I think the other one started at 15. Because
Yeah,
I
I
looked
think
into
so.
it too.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know what the anti-monopoly law is.
Just
And
don't
the
do
laws.
Monopoly.
Yeah, monopolies aren't allowed. That's what I know.
I just
Um,
don't see why people have such an issue with capitalism. Like there's almost like it's just
It's-
like the freest way of making money.
You want to know why? Is because they haven't done their own research.
Well,
They've been
that's
told through their
obvious.
generations that monopolies are bad, and therefore they preach it just like a
Anyone who
parrot.
makes more money than you is an evil person.
Yeah, exactly. All these evil businessmen, and have you ever seen cartoons or movies or anything where the corporate businessman CEO is a good guy?
Never.
Never.
Nope.
It's been ingrained in all of
really
us
thought
since
about that.
childhood. It's insane.
Yeah, you see that everywhere. It's always the
Yep.
fat dude in the suit.
It's always the fat,
money
wealthy
bags.
dude who worked his butt off all his life to get his company where it's at. And yeah, the fact that Scrooge is a bad guy for wanting to hold on to his money, all this is literally years and years and years of being ingrained in everybody.
He was a dick, but
Yeah, but that doesn't have to be the same. That doesn't have to be associated with being
money,
a wealthy
yeah.
business owner, you know? But it was. So,
that's
that's
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you think media is going against conservatism right now. They've been going against capitalism for an eternity. For a lifetime, we'll say.
It's weird that the
Yeah.
businesses are going against capitalism too, because it's like
It's because they have something to gain.
what viewers?
Something. Why would a business go against something that they're so profitable at? It's because
That's what I'm
something's gonna.
saying.
They have something to gain.
It's like chewing your own leg off.
You and I think they'd likely know something we don't,
If they
or
gain
they have a plan
viewership-
or something.
That's fair.
Because there's no way if you were Mark Zuckerberg, you're gonna be like, I'm totally screwing over half the country. I mean, there's no way that's what your thinking is unless you have something to gain.
New World Order.
Oh boy, here we go.
That just seems unreasonable because they're so smart. There's no way they don't see what they're doing, and they're surrounded by smart people. They've got to know what's happening.
Yeah.
I think that's mostly what it is. I don't think they're individually know everything. It's a group of people that just know a lot and know a lot of people that know a lot of stuff. You know, they get information. It's not necessarily that they're smart. It's that they probably are obviously, but they just get a lot of information that gets them a lot of big opportunities.
It's got to be it. It's that, and I refuse to think any of them are dumb enough not to see what's happening.
Yeah.
If I can see it, they can.
Not
Yeah.
the business owners.
You think so?
They're intelligent people.
Yeah. So,
Well, I mean, they might not though, because just like media companies, they all just talk to each other, form their own little bubble.
Well,
I mean,
it's-
ignorance is bliss. So if they're just
Mm.
around wealthy people that only share wealthy stuff,
Wealthy
they
people
don't care about the
aren't-
rest of us.
No, but wealthy people aren't against other wealthy people. You know what I mean? They're not trying to take other wealthy people's you know what I mean? It's like
Well,
if you were
they're
poor
in
and
it
you're
for
attacking the
themselves.
other person that's poor. It doesn't make any sense. Like you were
I
saying,
mean,
they
to
would
get more on top, I don't know.
well, Twitter, like they ban people and do all that stuff so they can keep their biggest viewership, which is all the people who comment all the stuff about Antifa and all the, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, I'm trying to explain it. It's making more
I'm
sense in my head.
confused.
Like, their strong base is the people who hate Trump. And so
Yeah.
they do everything against him and try to censor like that, not because it's going to make them less money, but because it's going to make them more money, because the people who are already sticking with them so strongly are going to, like,
Yeah,
agree
but
with
what
them
about
more.
the hundreds or millions of people that are going to be kicked off for the censorship,
Likely,
and they're losing money, right?
They're hedging their bets. I'd bet they're betting on this side coming out of the cultural revolution. You could say on top. I would bet, because there's no way you wouldn't. You're betting on one side or the other, and I think they're all leaning the one way. So it's like it's stacking the odds because everybody's doing it. So it's like, okay, if everybody's doing it, let's do it. And then media too, and they influence everybody's opinion as it is. It'll go and go and go, and then it's hard to stop that when no one else knows different, because they're the people that provide the information.
They're just siding with the side that's winning. That's it. Like, do you think they actually care about what these people are talking about?
No,
Not at all.
they just don't want to be
On the
canceled.
bad
Don't want to
side.
lose money.
Yeah,
Cancel
exactly.
culture.
At the end of the day, they have to please their shareholders, their investors. So
Pathetic.
I guess
Oh well,
It's
it's
kinda
it's smart
smart.
on their
makes sense.
but yeah,
It's intelligent,
just
but
sucks.
it's screwing us all over.
yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's on principle. It's on making money.
Oh yeah, and the one that is on principle, Parlor, is being demolished
Yes.
for
gone.
going against the grain.
Adios.
Bye bye, Parlor.
It's getting beat by people that cheat. Is that what they say? There are people that won't cheat, but the other people will cheat, so they'll always win. That was very poorly said, but there's a quote about this. I know.
You remember who by or anything?
Not a clue. I just know it was something to the effect of, if everybody's cheating and you choose not to cheat,
You're gonna lose.
yeah, there's no way to win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that whole thing, cheaters never prosper. That's not.
I don't know about
accurate. Cheaters always
Maybe
prosper.
not in their soul, but in the
Yeah.
world they can. Does not mean I condone that at all.
Oh no.
And even if I do lose, at least I'll go to the grave with a clear conscience.
Yes, live on principle.
Yes.
Yeah.
At least do your absolute best, huh? All right.
Does anybody have anything else?
No.
Feel pretty complete.
Can I go cry now?
Yeah.
No, just to the listeners out there, like, subscribe, comment, please. Subscribe to our Patreon to help support us, keep this channel going, although we'll go one way or another.
We're also talking about the Creature from Jekyll Island next week.
Yes, next week, Creature from Jekyll Island. If you have not read it, feel free to. It is 24 hours long. We'll put a link to it.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else, boys?
Nope.
Nope.
That
Okay.
sounds accurate to me.
Signing off. We'll see you guys next week.
Adios.
Thanks again.
Peace out.